Welcome to Mini Stories, where we will be listening to Reddit stories. I, 23 female, think I have found my 21 male brother, who ran away from home 9 years ago, and we never found him, and I don't know how to approach him in case it's not him. Little background: my younger brother ran away from home when I was 14. Apparently, my mother beat him very hard and much and told him to go away, and he's not her child anymore after he broke a new TV while playing football in the house. She says she didn't mean it and was just disciplining him and said that in the heat of the moment. My brother was always one of those troublesome kids, carefree, little too much adventurous, but he had a good heart and I loved him very much. At first we thought he would just come back, then hours went by, we started to get worried. After a day with him coming back, he started to search for him. We asked around, called the cops and filled a missing person report. We searched for him for a long time and never found him. His disappearance tore my family apart. My dad blamed my mom and they divorced shortly after my 15th birthday. The relationship between my grandparents and my mom deteriorated. Fast forward to about a month ago, I got a job as an intern at a logistic company in my country. I am an assistant as a driver dispatcher. One of the drivers' name caught my attention a week ago. It was exactly the same as my brother's. The driver came back about 3 days ago from his shipment and I have been kind of observing him. And he kind of looks like my brother. He resembles my dad. And I don't know if I am the one who's making this observations because I want to, or the resemblance is actually there. Now I have been sleepless for days wondering if I should approach him. What if it's not him? I am a shy person and not really good with people. Will he think I am crazy? Should I at least do some more homework before I approaching him? And what if it's him? Should I tell my parents? Just to clarify, I was still at school when it happened and my dad was still at work. That's when we came home to find him gone. Relevant comments. Oga Slaplop. Yes, he ran away from your mother, not you. But are you willing to face the possibility of him hating everyone? The big sister who did not protect him, the father who allowed his wife to hurt him. OP replied, I actually came back from school to find my mom still furious. That's when about an hour later she started to get worried. And my dad was still at work by then. Sorry if I hadn't clarified. Western_coconut. Before you approach him, stop victim blaming him. OP replied, I am not victim blaming, I was just giving a description of who he is to get a little insight. He gets into a lot of trouble even at school and with neighbors, and I have had to defend him sometimes at school and even home. I know I sound victim blaming, but let me explain this in a way where I don't sound like that. He liked having fun and taking risk to chase that adrenaline. Sometimes those impulsive decisions weren't really the best or have the best outcomes. Anitram 96. I'm curious to know, how does your mom feel about the disappearance of her son years later, now? Does she blame herself? Does she know what she did? OP replied, she went into deep depression. She still blames herself up to now. Plus she also lost almost her whole family. And almost everyone blames her. We had an argument once. She blurted out that if she could take it all back and it didn't happen, she would take it in a heartbeat. And I almost felt sorry for her. Update. Edit. For some reason I can't be able to post the link to my previous post. But you might try checking my profile. So some of you wanted an update and here it is. So I approached him a day after the post using some of the ways you suggested. And it went better than I had anticipated. He recognized me even before I could tell him everything I had rehearsed. Apparently, he had looked me up online, and since have little going on any social media except for lurking on Twitter and Reddit, he could hardly find anything concrete. So the only pictures of me she could find were from my best friend's Instagram post a couple of months ago. And he knew here and we're kind of friends. I asked why he didn't reach out and well, he said that he was afraid that I was mad at him and will never forgive him for running away and leaving me. I was completely taken back by that cause I never saw that way. I was a bit mad having me worried about him for years, but finding him alive and well is the completely dwarfs any anger, sad, disappointed I had. And those who may wonder what happened after he left home, it's not been easy for him. Being homeless, abusing drugs, dealing drugs, serving jail time a couple of times, depression, suicidal thoughts, but it all worked for him when an old family in charity program found him at 16 and helped him out. He didn't want to come back, but was forced to deal drugs. It's a common in my country where young kids, either orphans or abducted, are forced to sell drugs. Well, we have been hanging out a lot. There have been a lot of tears catching up to do. He asking about my dad because he had tried to look for him too, but he left the country a few years back with his new wife and kids, but he is not ready to face just yet. For my mom said he forgave her, but he just want to see her yet. I am glad I met my family. Thanks to all of you who gave me advice. Sorry for any typo. I am typing from my phone. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe.